Starting the timer here. Play some more Broken Sword.
Paris in the fall. The last month.
Skip this. I still don't have the mouse yet. It's coming in the mail. Why can't I load?
As I picked myself up, all I
Why
could hear
won't
was
it
the
let me-
ceaseless drone of traffic. Like
There we go. Now it lets me load the game. I'm gonna have to do that every time I start up the game, it looks like. You gotta sit through that and then get to this screen. There's about 20 games that use the mouse. So, it's not just for adventure games here. Quite a few games use the mouse. Alright. So we're in the police station now. I think... Oh, I need to change shit. I forgot. I gotta change my title. This... Arch... Broken Sword, number 6, part 2. No SRL. Okay. No SRL. Alright. Yeah, this is also on the Game Boy Advance. Kind of a weird thing to have on the Game Boy, but good on them for doing it. Okay, so we're going back to the cafe area here. Because there's actually a side street here that I didn't know about. There's something around here. That brings us to the map. Maybe it's this door?
the door was securely locked.
Isn't the... this thing? Also, put up that. Why did that... game, please. So the controls for this aren't
Set
very
into
good.
the huge gate was a smaller access door.
Yep, there you go. That answers your question right there. Right there.
The door was securely locked.
Alright, so apparently there's another way out of here. We gave the newspaper to the guy working there. He made a whole lot of, like, innuendo. And then he left. We got the crowbar or something out of his toolkit there. Let's see, synopsis up to this point. There's a clown, it blew up a cafe. And that's pretty much where we're at. Okay, so there's where I should have gone. I didn't know there's a door here. Because it's covered up by a tree. How are you supposed to know there's a door there? Well, I'm fine with backseating if this isn't there, but even with this message here, there's still going to be people who will try. It's played with the D-pad.
There was nothing of interest.
Alright, then why is that a hotspot then? So with the D-pad... Oh, that's true, the clown did go through here. So we're moving this around with the D-pad. If you hold down R1, it moves faster. Hold down R2 and it goes slower. X button just interacts with stuff. Alright, let's look in the trash can here. spooky. And then hitting hitting square brings the cursor down to the lower left. Don't know why it does that. And then triangle goes to the upper right or the upper left. It must be like for conversation options. Is probably what square button's for.
I tried to lift the cover with my fingers, but couldn't gain any leverage.
Alright, so that must be what this thing is for. So we should go to spooky mode here.
I lifted the cover to reveal what smelt like the entrance to a sewer.
Spooky locker cat. Uh-oh. So I really like the animation in this. Even like walking around and talking to people. The animation is really well done for this. Alright, so that's the way up again. There's lots of weird like hitches here.
As I picked up the plastic ball, I realized it was intended to be worn. It was the clown's red nose.
Alright. This loading though. Oh, PlayStation. You can do it. It's like I'm holding left on the D-pad, and it's loading in that hand icon, and it's locking up briefly.
I scooped up the sodden tissue. It was cold and greasy, like breakfast leftovers.
Okay.
I took hold of the scrap of material and unsnagged it from the spike.
I assume we can't do anything over here. I think that's where we came from, maybe? Alright, so I guess we're just... Alright.
The railing was put there for a simple reason, to stop people getting past. It worked.
Okay then. That's only one way to go.
Hi there.
Hold it right there, you sewer rat.
You filthy
I
rats.
knew you'd come back, and now I've got you.
What are you talking about?
You're trespassing. Come out of there, immediately.
That's what I'm trying to do. Give me your hand.
Wrecked.
You won't catch me with tricks like that. Keep your distance, monsieur.
Okay, okay.
Now, what were you looking for?
Clowns?
I was looking for a clown.
Huh, ridiculous. Do you really expect me to believe that?
He planted a bomb in the cafe and blew it up.
What? The cafe? Blown up? Mon Dieu, that is awful. And you say the person responsible was dressed as a clown?
That's right. He blew up the cafe, escaped into the sewer, changed his clothes, and came up here.
Ah, mon Dieu! Then, the man I chased, do you think that man and the clown are one and the same?
Well, yes, it had crossed my mind.
Ah, that still does not explain what you are doing down the sewer. For all I know, you are in league with him.
Oh no, I'm just a tourist.
Haha, most tourists are content with the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, or the Pigalle. I didn't realize my waste pipes were such an attraction.
No, I had to take down the stream, Shizu. I have no idea who that is, but okay.
Does the name Plantar mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't. Who is he?
The man who was killed in the cafe. I'm gonna find the guy responsible. I'll find him. Even if it means following him down every sewer in every city in Europe.
Ah, you need some sensible boots. You won't get far in those stupid sneakers.
Yeah, Americans.
Tell me about the man
Jeez.
you apprehended.
What is there to tell? He was a typical criminal type. Just like you.
Do you know the waitress at the cafe?
Oh, she isn't hurt, is she?
No, she's fine.
Oh, thank heavens. A poor girl like her isn't safe with the likes of you roaming the streets.
Can't you understand? I'm not a gangster. I'm an American tourist.
Ah, that's what you say.
Was the guy you saw carrying a briefcase?
Well, I didn't notice. Now are you going to leave, or do I have to call the police?
I guess we're just gonna start showing him inventory.
Take a
then.
look at this false nose.
I've never seen it before in my life.
All right then.
This is what I used to open the manhole cover.
Just as I thought. You were up to no good down those sewers, weren't you?
One slip and I would have been up to my neck. Do you recognize this material?
I am not telling you anything.
Perhaps you'd like to take a look at my card?
What is this? Inspector Augustin Rousseau? What does that say? Hominoid Division?
A homicide. I think the ink's smudged.
Then you are not a tourist.
Okay, I'm not. I lied to you, and I'm sorry.
Don't apologize, monsieur. You know, I had a feeling there was something different about you. It is your posture, your poise. Oh, yes. There is no mistaking the bearing of a disciplined man. And I should know. I was in the army, you know. When I was your age, I was fighting for my life in the African desert. How can I help you, Inspector?
Let's start over from the beginning and tell it just like it was.
All right then. Yeah, the voice acting is great in this.
Tell me about the man you apprehended.
He was a mean one, monsieur. He grabbed me in an armlock, his face suddenly next to mine. His grip was like iron, but he did not know what he was up against. Oh no, he made a big mistake when he took on one of the desert hyenas.
Yes, I get the picture. Does the name Plantar mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Do you know the waitress at the cafe?
So you don't want to hear about my experiences in the desert? I fought to make this country what it is today.
I'm sure you did, but I'm a little short of time. Do you know the waitress at the cafe?
You can't suspect her, surely.
Just answer the question, please.
Yes, I know her. Quite well, you could say. She came to work at the cafe 7 months ago. I look forward all week to the relief she gives me when she visits.
Really? So you'd miss her if she wasn't there?
Oh, mais oui. Who else would I find to cut my toenails?
Oh, that's what they're calling it these days.
Was the guy you saw carrying a briefcase?
Why, yes, he was. Clutched in his arms like a baby.
That belonged to his victim.
Oh, what do you think was in it? Drugs? Stolen jewels?
I don't know, but the killer thought it was worth a man's life.
Nothing is worth that, monsieur.
Take a look at this false nose.
Aha! That looks like a clown's nose to me.
Precisely. He must have dropped it in his panic.
Unless he wanted you to find it.
Why would he want to do that?
To put you off the scent.
I think this guy's the clown.
Take a look at this false nose.
Is that Alright. The mouse is not
Did I
coming
show
yet.
you my tool?
Oh, ooh.
Oui, monsieur.
Ooh.
Just like mine. Except that it is much smaller.
Alright, the dialogue in this is pretty good.
Does this piece of material mean anything to you?
Ah, that is the same cloth as the jacket I found. I'd recognize that pattern anywhere.
This is the material. What does this tissue mean to you?
Nothing, monsieur. It's disgusting. What on earth possessed you to show it to me? Someone had emptied their nostrils into it.
Man. This game.
Now, about the jacket you found. Do you have it here?
No, monsieur. One of the sleeves was badly torn, so I sent it for repair. A pity, because otherwise it was a fine piece of quality tailoring. It had the tailor's name inside on the label.
Where did you send the jacket?
I gave it to an itinerant Romany seamstress.
Just my luck. Was there anything in the jacket pockets?
Not a sou. You know what I think?
Do tell me.
He changed out of the clown suit and cunningly disguised himself as an ordinary person.
Looks like I'm up against a mastermind. What was the name on the label?
Ah, it was a foreign name. Todrick, I think.
Did you get the address?
There wasn't one, monsieur. Only a telephone number.
Well, I don't expect you to remember a phone number you've only seen once.
74 98 08 59.
You're kidding. That's his phone number?
Yes, that's it. A little trick with numbers that I learned in the desert. I was taught the technique by a Tuareg shaman.
That's incredible.
It comes in handy at the supermarket checkout. Do I get a reward?
Honesty, monsieur, is its own reward.
Here, have this Shasta.
Then I'm glad I do not rely on honesty to pay the bills.
Okay then, I think we're done with this guy. Let me double check here.
Take a look.
Yep.
Did I?
Oh, just...
Yep.
This is...
Yep.
This is the...
Yep.
Did...
Yep, okay. We're done with this guy, it seems.
I have to be going. Thanks to your help, the citizens of Paris can sleep a little easier tonight.
Vraiment? I was only doing my duty, monsieur. Good luck, Inspector. I hope you catch that killer soon. I'll let you out.
Alright. Progress.
I hope you find your man, Inspector.
So do I.
Alright, so there's I think this will bring me back out on the street. Yeah, Ace Attorney Investigations is great. I love that game. Alright, come on. The D-pad just kind of stops working sometimes. I don't like it one bit.
There was nothing inside the tent.
Where's the phone then? This? Alright, so we got that phone number from the jacket, and we also have Colette's number. I'm double tapping X, and I think that makes him walk at double speed.
Hello? Who is this? Hi.
My name's George Stobart. You don't know me.
Correct, Mr. Stobart. I don't. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm trying to trace one of your customers. Could I maybe come over and talk to you?
No, that's not possible.
Oh, okay. Forget it. Listen, all I want is a name.
What are you talking about? Who are you working for?
I guess you might say I'm acting in the interests of truth and justice.
Ah, thank God. I thought you were the police.
There are innocent lives at stake, Mr. Todrick. Lives that you could save.
You're collecting for charity, yes?
What?
No, I'm not. All I want from you is information.
Go on. I'm listening.
Do you know a guy called Plantar?
No, I never heard of him.
Shall I tell you what happened to Plantar? How he was killed in cold blood?
I told you, I never heard of Plantar.
I expect Plantar's a family man, don't you? In their little apartment, Madame Plantar is cooking the supper, listening for the familiar sound of her husband's key in the door. Junior is waiting for his daddy to come home from work. He can't wait to show him the merit marks he earned in school today. Only tonight, Monsieur Plantar won't be coming home.
You forgot the puppy.
Huh?
The faithful puppy dog, waiting for the sound of his master's voice.
Well, maybe they don't have a dog. What do you think?
I don't know Plantar. I never heard of Plantar. None of this has anything to do with me.
Okay. I guess we're done with that.
What do you know about the clown who bombed the Café de la Chandelle Verte?
I don't have no idea what you're talking about.
You're cool, Todrick. But I think you know more than you're saying.
I don't know who you be, but sure I am you don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know if you're saying that to make me think you don't know what I mean, but... Oh, this is ridiculous. Quit playing games with me, Todrick.
I tell you, I know nothing about no clown.
There's double negatives in all of those sentences, so he does know about the clown.
Did you know that one of your customers was a part-time clown?
If a guy feels happy with a funny nose and custard down his pants, what's the problem?
All right. All right then.
Thanks for nothing, Todrick.
Well, I guess we're calling waifu. She could probably get some information. If I can just... There we go.
Bonjour, Kula.
It's me again, George Stobart.
Hi, George. Any news?
You bet. I met a witness who spoke to the clown. And I know where the killer gets his suits.
No kidding. Hey, I'm impressed.
You are? Well, it wasn't easy.
Look, why don't you come here to my apartment?
Fine. Where do you live?
361 Rue Jarry.
Okay, I'll come right over.
All right. Jerry Street. I'll be right over as soon as this loads this one scene. And then loads into another map, and then loads into your apartment. Yep, we impressed waifu finally. She was not at all thrilled at us in the beginning of the game. Alright, Jerry Street. Yep, we got a hot date at Jerry Street. Alright, I guess we're talking to Flower Lady. Have you seen a clown around here? Toenails clipped.
Oh, hi.
Bonjour, monsieur. Would you like me to foretell your future?
No thanks.
I'm very good, and it only takes a minute.
Thanks all the same, but I'm not superstitious. Besides, if it only takes a minute, that's not much of a future to look forward to.
I hope not, Nisk. I hope not.
Are the flowers for sale?
Oui, monsieur.
Okay. I'll take a bunch of those white ones.
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
No?
They are lilies, monsieur. Some people associate them with death.
Suddenly, no French accent.
Yikes.
Then suddenly French
Thanks
accent.
for telling me. What other flowers do you have?
Dahlias?
What do they signify?
Insecurity.
I don't want to give her the wrong idea about me. What about the tall yellow ones?
Those are iris, the flame of passion.
And the little yellow ones?
Sensuality.
Well, they're no use to me. I want to make an impression, not jump down her throat.
So I think the key for these dialogues is keep clicking on something until the music plays behind the voice acting, and then you know it's important.
Do you know a young woman called Nicole Collard?
Yes, I do. She lives upstairs from me, in the apartment block across the street. The door isn't locked, but you'll need to give it a gentle nudge. It sticks, you see, because of the damp. The landlord said he'd fixed it before winter sets in. He's been saying that for 3 years.
That sounds about right.
How long has Mademoiselle Collard lived here?
A few months. She's in for a shock when the cold weather comes. Drafty windows, insufficient heating, it's a struggle to keep warm. The only reason I stay is because the rent is cheap. Your young lady, she deserves better.
Man, overly dramatic flower /
I
future
thought
lady.
Mademoiselle Collard was a successful photographer.
Not as successful as she makes out for all her fine clothes. Oh, I've heard her crying herself to sleep at night.
That's awful.
Now don't you let on that I've told you. She's proud, that one. Too proud, if you ask me.
I've changed my mind. Will you tell my fortune?
You're going on a long journey.
My, oh my. What a surprise. Can you tell me anything I don't already know?
10 francs, please, my dear.
10 francs? That's a ripoff.
Please yourself.
How does this fortune-telling routine work?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be selling flowers for a living. Well, it's a bit like satellite television, I suppose. Some of us are born with a built-in receiver dish. I just happen to be one of the lucky ones.
Can you really foretell the future?
Only time will tell, monsieur. The strange thing is, I can't seem to see myself in the future. Other people, I have no problem. But when I try to see what might happen to me, nothing.
That must be scary.
Maybe. I figure it's a kind of natural safety mechanism. Either that, or I don't have a future.
I screwed up the skips in Shenmue.
See you
The run
later.
died.
That's right, monsieur. You will.
Uh-oh. Ominous flower lady. I missed the important skips. I got all the stair skips, but the 2 major time-saving ones were fucked up. Alright, so I guess I can look at this stuff, but so just going up to the apartment.
Remembering the flower seller's advice, I pushed the door gently just above the lock.
Yeah, too bad, but need it for practice anyways, and I was still way under estimate for Marathon, so good enough.
Bonjour. I'm glad you could make it, monsieur.
Please, call me George.
Fine. I'm Nicole. Take a seat, George.
I have...
Eh bien? And what have you been up to?
I've been exploring the sewers beneath the cafe.
I thought I could smell something bad.
The clown used the sewer to escape and to change out of his costume. I guess he was in a hurry. He left his jacket behind.
And?
I got his tailor's phone number.
You had better luck than I did.
Luck, she said. Luck! Hard work, I'd call it. What happened?
I took my photographs to the editor, but he wasn't interested. Can you believe it? He told me to drop the story.
But you're not about to do that.
Oh, no. I am going to find out what's behind these killings. You know what I think? It's a conspiracy. The police in 3 different countries have kept very quiet about the murders. The press don't connect them at all. They blame them on political, religious, or militant minority extremists.
Well, that covers just about everyone.
Some things never change. Alright.
May I use your telephone?
No,
Sure, go ahead.
that doesn't look like a
Thanks.
phone. Oh, fuck. Now we gotta load it in the phone thing. Who am I gonna call? This guy again? Sure. Let's talk to this guy again. Hey, GM. Welcome.
Hello? Who is this?
Mr. Todrick?
Oh, it's you again. What now?
Nothing. Just checking in.
Forget it.
Fuck you, buddy. Hello? Still an asshole, I see? Alright, bye. Alright then. We're not clicking on that for a while.
How did Plantar get your name?
For the newspaper, La Liberté. I'd written an article linking 2 unsolved murders, one in Italy and the other in Japan. The cases were remarkably similar. A wealthy victim, no apparent motive, and a costume killer. Plantar said he could supply me with more information. Somehow, the clown must have known about our appointment.
Tell me more about the clown's previous victims.
The first was Onno Bellotta, the millionaire pharmaceutical baron. He made his money from amphetamines in the post-war slimming and diet boom. Imagine it! Millions of housewives literally speeding their butts off.
Well,
Was he killed for his money?
it worked, didn't it?
No. He had no living relatives, and his fortune went to the orphanage where he'd grown up. The only witness in the case was his Filipino au pair. She swears he was led to his death by a snowman.
What? Alright. Just to satisfy our curiosity
May I
here,
use your telephone?
we're going to
Thanks.
click on her number. We'll find out. We'll sit through this loading screen. I'm hitting the hell out of this X button on here. Nothing doing. There you go. This one works, and that does nothing. There you go. That's what happens.
What about the clown's second victim?
Yamada, the controversial Japanese green politician. He inherited his fortune from his father's electrochemical consortium. He was committed to dismantling Japan's automobile industry.
I can't see him gaining much support with a loony policy like that.
Yamada was a man of vision. He was years ahead of his time.
If you say so. How did he die?
At the hands, or should I say, flippers, of a giant emperor penguin.
A snowman, a penguin, and now a clown. You know, I hate to admit it, but this is scary. And I'll tell you what, I won't be accepting any invitations to costume parties.
I don't blame you for being scared. I am too. But this story could be my only chance of a big break.
Or a premature death.
Alright. I'll be back in a minute here. We're going to put on some Parappa the Rapper. I will be back in just about a minute.
Alright, we're here, just sitting in the car. I want you to show me if you can get far. Step on the gas.
Step on the gas.
Step on the brakes.
Step on the brakes.
Now step on the gas.
Step on the gas.
When I say boom, 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 you say bam, bam, bam. No pause in between. Come on, let's jam. Step on the gas.
Step on the gas.
Step on the brakes.
Step on the brakes.
Step on the brakes.
Step on the brakes.
Step on the gas.
Step on the gas.
I'm glad you know which way to go, but it ain't gonna stop me. Here we go. Check and turn the signals to the right.
Check and turn the signals to the right.
Now turn to the right.
Now turn to the right.
Check and turn the signals to the left.
Check and turn the signals to the left.
Now turn to the left.
Now turn to the left.
Whoa, ho, 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 stop the car. We got an emergency, can't you see? Do you know why we stopped the car?
Do I know why we stopped the car?
Gas.
Gas.
What?
What?
Do you know why we stopped the car?
Do I know why we stopped the car?
Gas.
Gas.
What?
What?
I forgot to close the door.
You forgot to close the door.
Now just don't forget, this ain't kung fu. Come on again. Check it.
This ain't Kung Fu. That's for sure. Okay.
You speak very good English for a French girl.
Thanks. You speak very good English for an American.
Okay.
I found this false nose in the sewer.
We might be losing the right audio channel here.
Hey, what's this inside it?
It still
The
sounds fine.
contents of someone's nose?
Don't be cross, George. It says La Risée du Monde. Masks and costumes. It's a costume shop near the Gare Saint-Lazare.
I'll check it out. Maybe the owner remembers who hired the clown costume.
Why don't you put it on, George?
No way am I wearing this. I'd look really stupid. Besides, he might have had a cold. This is the tool I used to get into the sewers.
Fascinating, George.
You're not interested, are you?
Oh, of course I am. I think it was very brave of you to go down those sewers.
Yeah? Well, it was kind of scary, but, well, I had a job to do.
Okay.
I found a piece of material near the cafe. When I
Yep.
showed it to the concierge, he recognized it right away.
It's very distinctive, all right. Just wait until you see this. I developed the film I shot at the cafe. Here, George, it's an enlargement I made. Look what that guy's wearing.
Checkered pants. The same material as I found in the sewer.
That's right. This guy shouldn't be difficult to find.
Oh no?
Take a close look at his left cheek.
A scar. In the shape of a horseshoe.
Oh, a crescent moon.
It's a horseshoe, please.
How come you enlarged this photograph of me?
Because I noticed the guy behind you, of course.
Alright, later, Jim.
I found this tissue down the sewer.
Oh, that's disgusting, George.
I think the stuff on it is grease paint, like actors use. Or clowns.
It's still disgusting. Get rid of it.
Did I show you this tissue?
Yes, Josh. I asked you to get rid of it.
Did I show you this tissue? Do you want this photograph back?
No, you keep it. I can always make another print.
I showed you the red nose, didn't I?
Yes, you did. Why don't you pay a visit to the shop it came from?
Okay.
I just might do that.
Yep. So we got a new location.
Tell me more about yourself.
Oh, there is not much to tell.
Well, how did you get into photography?
I guess I owe that to my father. He bought my first camera. I was 8 and my parents had just split up.
Did you live with your father?
Yes, my mother went off with her new boyfriend. I don't mind. Papa was all I needed. 4 years later, he died in a plane crash.
Ah, I'm sorry.
Well, it's all right. I don't mind talking about him. He was more like an older brother, really, always joking and laughing. Papa always wanted I should study art. That's why I went to college.
Did you learn about photography at college?
Oh, God, no. I couldn't afford the materials. We were billed for everything we used, paint, canvas, paper. Most of my year turned to minimalism. It was cheaper. I used to go poaching in the park for squirrel hair.
What?
The only time I wasn't hungry was the term I did printing. I used to eat the potatoes.
You're making fun of me, aren't you?
Oh, no.
Do you have a boyfriend?
That's none of your business.
All right, now the important questions. Okay, well, that was a quick shoot down there.
I showed...
All right, we already showed her the nose.
Do you want the...
She already says we can keep it. We showed her our
This is the
tool
tool.
already. Yep. We showed her
Did I
this
show-
already.
Yeah.
All right, the guy on the phone is probably just going to say fuck off
Yep.
again. But we'll give it one more try here. Yeah, what is she doing with squirrel hair? I assume it's for like paintbrushes? What the Okay. Alright, so this we can still do something with.
It's George.
Yep. What now? Alright. Hey! There we go. I'm glad I checked
Did
again.
you make a suit for a man with a scar on his face? A scar in the shape of a crescent moon?
A
Maybe.
horseshoe.
Maybe not.
A horseshoe.
Tell me where I can find him and I'll leave you alone.
And if I don't,
I won't leave you alone.
I call you every day.
I can't tell you anything unless you give me his name.
Do you know where I can find the guy with the scar?
I told you. Without a name, I can't help you.
Okay then. Alright. Well,
Thanks for nothing, Todrick.
Mr. Todrick can continue to go fuck himself. Apparently. Alright, so looks like we're done here.
I'm going back out to search for that clown.
Where?
Well, I guess I could visit the costume shop.
Good idea.
Alright. It's reading the hell out of that disc. Like, it's working hard. Come on, PlayStation, you can do it. Nope. He knows who we're talking about, clearly. That guy knows. He's holding out on us. Alright. So I think we're let's see if we have any new dialogue with her. Maybe she's seeing Horseshoe Face Man.
Oh, hi.
Hello, my handsome friend.
Alright. Have you seen Horseshoe Man?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
What a hunk.
Lewd.
He's a killer.
I can see that. His eyes say it all.
Thirsty flower
Do
lady.
you recognize...
No,
Do you recognize...
no, dear.
He continues to not know him. This is so difficult to play with the
Do you
controller.
recognize this nose?
No, monsieur.
Alright. Looks like we're done with her.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur. You will.
Alright, so now off to the costume shop, I guess. Come on. Yep, I cannot wait till my mouse comes in the mail. And I don't have to use the D-pad to play this point-and-click adventure game. Just currently struggle with the D-pad and then click with your thumb. This place? I guess? Because I said so, that's why. Alright. I can probably look at everything here. This is also pretty much the pawn shop in King's Quest VI. It too had an enormous bear. Alright. There actually aren't that many hotspots here. There's this thing. That thing. Look at the clown.
The dummy wore a traditional Puro costume. At least, I guess it was a dummy.
Alright, what about this thing?
It was an antique phonograph, the kind you have to wind by hand.
Alright, sure.
Excuse me.
Bonjour, monsieur. Please, come in.
Oh, where's the
Welcome.
music?
Leave the mundane world behind, for in these four walls, fantasy is king.
The skeleton's riding
I
a
don't want a costume.
cowicorn.
Didn't you ever dress up when you were a child?
Not that I remember.
Incredible! You'll be telling me next that you never shared your elder sister's lingerie.
I don't have a sister, and I think I'd look pretty silly in a brassiere.
This game.
I just need some information.
Of course. How can I
Service.
help you?
I love how that's where that guy went straight to.
Have you heard of a man named Plantow?
I do not recall anyone of that name.
I'm looking for a man who hired a clown costume from you.
Oui, monsieur. I do not see how I can help.
Don't you keep a record of costumes that you've rented out?
Of course, monsieur, but...
Well, then, I'd like to check your records. Give me the names of everyone who's rented a clown suit.
Impossible. There are too many.
The clown I'm looking for is a cold-blooded killer. Give me his name, and I'll see he's brought to justice.
I'd help you if I could, but you can't expect me to remember all my customers.
Yeah, there's a
You
GBA
see,
port of this.
the clown costume is our most popular line, monsieur. On average, we hire out more than 30 clown suits a week. You'll have to give me more to go by. A description, perhaps?
There we go. There's the music.
How come clowns are so popular?
I think it has something to do with their unpredictable nature.
Personally, I think clowns should be banned, along with mimes.
Yep.
Oh, come now.
Fight the
Who
good fight,
doesn't
brother.
love clowns?
I
Me,
know.
for one.
Yep. Yep.
Do you want this red nose back?
Not after it's been worn, thank you.
Do you want this red nose back?
No.
Do you want this red nose back?
I
Not.
hit the circle button game.
Do you recognize this man?
Ah oui, he was here this morning.
Are you sure this is the man who bought grease paint?
Oui, monsieur.
Are you sure this is the man who bought grease paint?
Oui, monsieur.
It's not giving Grease paint?
Does this dirty tissue mean anything to you?
Let me smell that.
This guy.
Bestheimer's number 7 white pancake.
Theatrical grease paint, right?
Oui, monsieur. La crème de la crème of Thespian accoutrement.
Have you sold any of it recently?
Yes, 2 cans.
About this tissue.
I have already given you my professional opinion.
Alright. Look at my tool then, I guess.
What does this tool mean to you?
Nothing, monsieur.
Well then.
Are you sure this is...
Oui, monsieur. He chose 2 costumes.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Bozo the clown and Seamus the pixie.
A pixie?
Very smart. Green silk with a taffeta lining. He gave me his name as Monsieur Khan.
Alright, now we're on to something.
Are you sure?
Certainement, Monsieur Khan.
Con.
Do you want this red nose back?
Not.
Do you want this red nose...
Alright,
Not
stop it.
after.
Stop it. It looks like we're probably done here.
About...
I have...
About...
Alright, stop it.
No.
What does...
Hey, stop it.
What does...
Nothing, monsieur.
Game, please.
Are you sure?
Certainement.
Alright. I think we're done.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
My pleasure, monsieur.
So that's all we got.
Allow me to shake you by the hand.
Huh? Well, okay.
Don't do it. He's gonna kill you.
What are you trying to do, kill me?
You did not find it amusing?
No.
I never saw the funny side of electroshock therapy.
Eh bien, it is yours to keep. A gift?
Do I need a license?
No, but I give you a word of warning, monsieur.
What?
Remember to switch it off before you visit the toilet.
Alright, so I think we're done here. Let's look at stuff.
She reminded me of a girl I dated back in high school. Come to think of it, the dummy had more personality.
Correct.
The guy's spoon-shaped face was mournful and humorless. He looked like a vegetarian in a slaughterhouse.
And then this thing, this is a cowcorn, is I think the name of that mythical creature. Alright, we already used that thing. Alright, looks like... What is this? Does this give a hotspot? Nope, that was just the clown.
The dummy wore a traditional Puro costume.
Alright, so now what? Yep, I guess we're calling up asshole on the phone again. Go back to Jerry Street here, and then kick it with waifu. It's a little weird though that didn't give me more conversation options with the guy. Usually when you use an inventory item on it, it gives you more game please. It gives you more like bottom row conversation stuff. That's why I was a little surprised that nothing popped up there. Well, if you don't like it, just don't watch it. Not forcing you to stay here.
Salut, Josh. What news?
I've been to the costume shop.
Yeah, I like it. What are you supposed to be?
I didn't hire a costume. These are my clothes and you know it.
Did you ask about the clown?
Yeah. He used the name Khan. He hired 2 costumes, the clown and a pixie.
Then we're one jump ahead of him.
How do you make that out?
He probably plans to use the pixie suit next time he kills.
Oh, God, don't let it be me. I don't deserve to die at the hands of a pixie.
Don't be silly, George. That won't happen.
Oh, no?
No, because every time you see a pixie, you're going to run like hell.
That's the...
The guy at the novelty shop gave me this.
What is it?
A hand buzzer. You put it in your hand and give people electric shocks.
Why?
It's a gag. A practical joke.
If you ever use it on me, I'll break your arm.
Okay. I get the picture.
Alright, so I guess we're... Oh, we have a clown thing here.
What are you doing to help trace the killer clown?
Research, George.
Yeah? You have a copy of the clown's yearbook?
I have a telephone and lots of contacts.
Oh, well, did you find anything useful?
Not yet. I'm employing my first and most useful weapon.
What's that?
Patience.
Oh, I've heard of that.
I didn't expect
Isn't
that.
it a substitute for decisive thinking? Have you found out any more about the murders?
Well, it may be nothing, but both the clown's victims visited Paris earlier this year.
When?
The second week of July. They were both here at the same time.
Did they meet?
I don't know, but I can't imagine it was coincidence.
Alright, I guess we're calling up
May I use your Thanks.
Taylor Dude Bro. I was thinking something lewd, actually. That's why I was a little surprised they didn't, Every other line in this game has been innuendo so far, and they blew a perfectly good opportunity there. They blew it.
Hello?
You can make that, you can resize it, Sweet Beat.
I found out the name of the guy I'm looking for.
Is that so?
Yeah, it's Khan. You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
Yes, I delivered the suit to his hotel. The Hotel Ubu. I don't remember the room number. It was upstairs. The second room on the right-hand side of the corridor.
Thanks, Todrick. That's all I wanted to know.
Now I've got you, Mr. Clown.
Alright, that's all we needed from that. We're probably gonna have to call him up again later, though. Over some dumb detail.
Now we're getting somewhere. Do you know the Hotel Ubu?
The Ubu? Yes, I do.
That's where the clown stayed.
Good work, George.
I guess we're just going to the hotel then. Let's gives me something
Do you want
else?
this?
No.
No? Does this give me anything else? No.
Hey,
This we already talked
No.
to her about.
Did I-
This she doesn't like. And then there shouldn't be any new phone numbers, so.
See you later.
Where are you going?
I could go hang out at the Hotel Ubu.
Watch out for Khan, George.
Don't worry, I will.
Alright. I'm gonna save the game because I trust no PlayStation games anymore about crashing and not crashing. Just in case, we'll have a recent save now. Alright. And the frame rate on this screen is also awful for whatever reason. Oh boy. Okay. I need to actually delete the old saves off my memory card. A third of it is being taken up with Countdown Vampires. And since I'm not going to play that game ever again, I might as well delete my saves for Countdown Vampires. Come on. Come on. Start running. Alright, so we're going to the Hotel Ubu? Somewhere. Right here. Alright, so it's on the second floor. On the right side, second door, is I think what he said. Probably.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Have you seen my tool?
What does this tool suggest to you?
Hard labor.
Alright. We gotta open all conversations with that thing.
Have you heard of a guy called Plantar?
No. That name means nothing to me.
I'm looking for a clown.
Are you trying to be funny?
No, I really am looking for a clown.
There are no clowns here except you.
Wrecked.
Do you know a man by the name of Khan?
No, I don't.
It's very important I get to see him, and...
I told you. I don't know it.
Here's what it looks like. Here's Khan.
Do you recognize the guy in this photograph?
No, I never saw him.
Here, take this tissue.
What does this tissue mean to you?
Are you serious?
Oh, yes. Take a good look at the substance it's smeared with.
You are sick. Very sick.
Will you shake my hand?
Are you joking? Who knows where it has been?
Have you ever seen this clown's nose before?
No.
Alright then. Good talk.
Forget it.
Good talk.
Excuse me?
Yeah?
Oh man. I like this guy already.
What do these... Oh, never mind. Shake my hand.
Nah.
Oh, rats.
You filthy
Do
rats.
you recognize this tissue? Think carefully now.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I'm gonna have to hurry you.
Ooh.
Time's up, so I'll tell you. It's a used tissue with a liberal dump of Bestheimer's number 12.
If you say so.
I think we found this game's Chinese Bobby Hill.
Do you recognize the guy in this photograph?
Is this a trick question?
No, I simply asked if you recognized him.
Okay then. Nope, I don't.
Have you ever seen this clown's nose before?
Nope.
Do you happen to know a guy named Khan?
That ain't nobody I know.
I'm sorry to be a burden on your brain. You ever meet a guy called Plantar?
No, I ain't.
You missed your chance. If you're quick, you'll catch him at the coroner's. Have you seen a guy dressed as a clown?
No, I ain't. Don't tell me I missed him. Oh, that's too bad. I love the clowns, don't you?
I've seen daytime television that was funnier.
I love it when the little guys get hurt.
That figures.
Custard pies, hose pipe down the pants, then smack! A plank in the kisser.
Right in the kisser.
See you later.
Not if you see me first.
Alright. These guys are clearly not at all shady. Fine, upstanding citizens.
The sign listed the price of rooms, and boy, were they expensive. The killer must have been earning a fat wad to pay for accommodation like this. The lobby was quiet, almost deserted.
This game really loves its wads. I'll say that about it.
The woman was obviously English. She had all the qualities of Boadicea, Elizabeth I, and Margaret Thatcher rolled into one. It wasn't a pretty sight.
Hi there, ma'am.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
Yep, that's English,
I'm
alright.
looking for a man.
You disappoint me, my dear. For one foolish moment I thought... But never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your name?
George Stobart, ma'am.
How sweet! I once had a stable boy called George. I am Lady Piermont. The common reaction is to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady? I mean, you're an honest-to-God aristocrat?
Oh, I don't know about that. Few of my ancestors are honest, not even to God. I can trace my family back to the Normans, but don't let that intimidate you, George. Beneath that impressive pedigree, I'm just flesh and blood. The blood may be blue, but the flesh is the plump beef of old England, so to speak. You appear distracted, George. Is there any way I can help you?
Have you seen my tool?
Can you think of any use for this tool, ma'am?
I can think of someone I'd like to use it on.
I'm looking for a murderer.
Good heavens! You're a private detective.
That's correct, ma'am.
What's the term you Americans use? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I believe what you're thinking of is Dick.
Precisely.
This game's pretty good, you guys.
Have you come across a man who calls himself Khan?
I am familiar with only one person named Khan.
Genghis Khan, the legendary Mongol barbarian chieftain?
No, darling. Kevin.
Kevin Khan? I never heard of him.
I'd be most surprised if you had, darling. He's a pharmacist in Hemel Hempstead. Organises fundraising for the Rotarians. Lovely man.
Does he have a scar on his cheek?
I really wouldn't know, sweetie.
She's gonna sell some lighters next.
Did you know there's a gangster out front?
What makes you think he's a gangster?
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
I know plenty of men with Italian suits and bulges in their pockets. That doesn't necessarily make them gangsters.
Are you here in Paris on vacation?
No, darling, I'm on holiday. I needed to get away after Algy's funeral.
I didn't realize you were mourning the loss of a loved one.
I'm not. He was my husband.
I'm sorry to hear about your husband's death.
You wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear. It gave me the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday. Daphne suggested a change of scenery. Paris, she said. A wild romance is just what you need to take your mind off the inquest. Well, the closest I came to romance was being wooed by a drunken Breton chef. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin. Not at all what I was expecting. I was thinking of cutting my holiday short, packing my bags and heading back to Hemel Hempstead. That was...
God.
Until last night.
This lady's the best. Holy shit.
What happened to you last night?
I was stricken, Mr. Stobart. Cupid's arrow has cleft my bosom.
They couldn't really miss.
It was just as I'd always imagined it should be. The intimacy of candlelight, romantic music tinkling across the room, and then a stranger's glance. Those brooding eyes, that suave manner, those tight trousers. He was the man I'd been waiting for all my life.
I'm glad he finally turned up after all these years.
Ah, but it wasn't to be. He was merely toying with my affections. And if I ever catch up with him, he's dead.
Who was the guy who led you on?
His name is Merlin.
Alright, Merlin. A wizard.
Do you know what this is?
At a guess, I'd say it was a clown's nose.
That's right. It was worn as a disguise by a vicious killer.
Good heavens! Are you trying to alarm me?
It's true. He uses the name Khan. Did I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
My God, it's him! That's Merlin!
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged.
Merlin? You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no! Monsieur Merlin is a fellow guest. He's the man I've been telling you about. That's the man who spurned me.
Would you like to shake my hand, ma'am?
Now, George, there's no need to be so formal. We met as tourists, and I want to keep it that way, despite the enormous social gulf between us.
Alright, this better be amazing, what she says to this thing. I have high hopes for this.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
Good God, no!
I just thought the smell might be familiar.
Please, darling, put it away. I'm no shrinking violet, but that object makes me feel quite queasy.
That's disappointing.
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Khan.
I am shocked, Mr. Stobart. Shaken. I took him to be a gentleman, a man of honor. Do you know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him up.
When did you last see Merlin?
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that clerk chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps. The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, darling, positive.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Yeah. I'd sure like to get my hands on whatever it is. I'll bet they had something to do with Plantow's briefcase. Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search his room?
If I could get in there, I would.
Alright, looks like we're done with her finally.
I have to go, ma'am.
I recognized the guy. It was the Nobel Prize winner from the country whose name I couldn't pronounce.
Excuse me, didn't I see your picture in the news? You're that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
America.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines cut from the newspaper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Have you seen my tool?
Have you any idea what this tool might be used for?
I cannot guess.
Would it mean anything if I told you it was for lifting drain covers?
Such technology fills me with wonder.
Do you know a guy called Plantow?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh, well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men? I have seen enough of death to last me a lifetime.
I'm, sure you have. Have you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon?
The clown. A guy in funny pants. Have you seen him?
My pants are from England. Marks and Spencer. They are a pleasure and a comfort to wear, with much support.
I'm real glad to hear that. You know, it's good to know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything. Oppression is the mother of ingenuity.
What does this clown's nose suggest to you?
In my country, we have no use for clowns.
I'm glad to hear it.
They were dealt with most severely in the last cultural cleansing.
What about the mimes? Did you get them too?
All gone. Our streets are mime-free.
That's doing it right.
Sounds like heaven.
Yep.
Do you recognize this man? He calls himself Khan.
Yes, I know this man. Why do you carry his photograph?
I'm a private detective. This is a photo of Khan, right?
That is just one of the names by which he is known.
May I shake you by the hand?
I do not shake the hands of imperialist dogs.
Correct.
Now that's a real bad attitude problem you've got there. Does this goo-smeared tissue mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
What's your interest in Khan?
He is an enemy of my people.
You know he's a killer.
Of course, amongst other things.
Would you help me investigate Khan?
That is not possible. My instructions are to observe. I cannot jeopardize my position as an honored guest of this country's government.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Yeah, in live streamer, occasionally you have to close it and reopen it to get the delay to be not as bad. This scene would be a lot better if the music playing wasn't locking it up all the time.
I want some information.
Who are you? The police?
I'm conducting a private investigation.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
I'd like to retrieve something from your safe.
Ah, oui, monsieur. May I see some form of identification?
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I must have some form of unique ID.
You won't find a more unique ID than my scar.
I'm sorry. I must insist on a more traditional identification.
Rats.
You scattering rats.
What do you make of this tool?
Stunning, monsieur. I bet you handle it like a professional.
Do you recognize this red nose?
No, monsieur.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
Do you know a man named Plantau?
No, monsieur.
I'm looking for a man who dresses like a clown.
This is a highly respectable hotel, monsieur. There are no clowns here.
If you say so.
Step
Thanks
behind
for
the
your
desk.
help, buddy.
Alright. So, second floor on the right. Can I get this?
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What?
You are trying to steal that key, no?
No.
No way.
Exactly. Of course I wasn't.
Hanging from a brass hook was a key and a plastic tag.
Okay. So this guy puts in earplugs. I think is what he's doing. Alright, let's just try and go upstairs first and see what happens. So it sounds like I need to have some sort of ID to progress here. That's what I gathered from that. Alright. So it's not this door, I don't think. I think it's this one. But just try. Try and get in here.
The door was locked. The sign on the door read 21. The sign on the door read 22. If the tailor's description was correct, this was the killer's room. The door was locked.
Alright. Door's locked. I'm gonna use my tool on that door. Hopefully not hurt myself.
The door was...
I guess I have to just look once. You just put away
The door was locked.
Put away the tool. You got Shenmue fired up, Spat?
The door...
Alright, that door is still locked. I get it, Gabe. The door is
Room
locked.
number 23. The door was locked.
Alright. Well then. What can we interact with here? So we can interact with the doors. Nope. Nope. Nothing there. That goes downstairs. What about over here? Can we at least go over here? He's just shimmering there. Shimmying. No. Nope. Nope. Okay, so nothing we could do here.
The door was locked.
You're good to race? Alright, well let's do this thing then. Let me see if this will open the door. No, apparently not. Okay, so it looks like me and Spat are gonna race here. Race some Shenmue any percent up until the end of Kowloon. So let's get that going here. I'm going to save the game. We're going to pause this timer. And then do this thing. So it's going to take a bit to set up everything. So I'm going to put on some music. It's probably going to be like 10 minutes until we start the race. So let's pause this. We made some good progress here in Broken Sword.